All right, guys, welcome in the Kurt Magoosh. Been doing some, Nebraska content the last couple of days. We're going to look at 2019. We're going to look at a couple years ago, Chubba Purdy. We're going to look at his Gilbert, Arizona, the same hometown as Ryan Fitzpatrick. We're going to review some of his quarterbacking tape and kind of get a feel for the quarterback that he is, because he took a very limited sample size of snaps at Florida State. A lot of, on YouTube, there are clips of him playing at Florida State, but here we can kind of evaluate the prospect that he is and the player that he is. And Mark Whipple is also from the Phoenix area, so Mark Whipple really likes Chubba Purdy as well. So Chubba Purdy's a big kid at 6'3". He's a very, very good athlete. He really runs the football well. The way that he throws the ball, he's an interesting pocket passer. Like, he has very broad shoulders, and they are often arched back as he's throwing the football. He has a low to high release, kind of throws a little bit like Jalen Hurts, and he has a lot of athletic ability. He should be hard to bring down. His footwork can improve a little bit, and also, too, if you watch here, he oftentimes will hold the football. Oftentimes he will kind of reach and extend that football one-handed style. I would say that he has a good arm. I mean, I think that Harburg's arm might even be bigger. Same with Torres, but I think Harburg probably has the biggest arm, then Torres, but he's up there with Casey Thompson. And when he lets it rip like this one, it's tremendous. I mean, this is interesting. You could see how he holds the football, right, with one hand kind of behind his back, and how he doesn't have two hands on the ball. But this is a strike from Chubba. He can even, release this earlier, work on anticipation. But he's good running the football. He's a big guy. He's tough to bring down. And he has really, for a quarterback, he has tremendous, tremendous speed. So if Chubba's going to be in the offense, it's actually going to be it should be a running offense. And in the pocket, he needs to utilize his abilities. So here's an example. This is a complete dime. Like, this is a great throw. So you could see the talent that he has, arm talent to play at the Division I level. But there you see really low to high mechanics, meaning he's holding the ball by his thigh, kind of right here. He's just holding the ball one-handed, and really, that football can get knocked out there. So again, he's leaning back on his back foot, kind of fading away. You want to see his footwork clean up a little bit, and then it looks like he's fading into this throw. But at the same time, I mean, I like how he throws that 50 yards, and that's perfect. So this kid's a smart kid. His brother was a good college quarterback, really good in Ames, comes from a great family, an athletic family. So this kid, I mean, he's a great and here you see him in the open field. This is why he's a 4-star talent. This kid is special running the football. I think Casey Thompson will teach him. It's going to be great competition with Harburg. That throw was just tremendous. I mean, the thing is about him, right? You don't have to, just a little bit of fixing, like how he holds the football, but you don't want to change the player that he is. But Mark Whipple's going to have time to work with Purdy. And for Purdy, he wants to try to get developed by a guy who's worked with the Pittsburgh Steelers, a guy that's been in the NFL, that has been around quarterbacks of all shapes and sizes. So this is a great fit for him. Casey Thompson is a more defined quarterback, but Chubba Purdy is, I think he has a stronger arm than Thompson, and he's much more athletic as a quarterback. But Thompson, his mechanics are just as good, and him reading defenses, Thompson, I believe, will start at least this year, maybe in the next couple of years. But Purdy has high upside for the University of Nebraska, and he did start a couple of games. So once he learns to manipulate defenses, once he learns to hold the football up a little bit higher, that release can get a little bit quicker, he can kind of step more into his throws. I think that this kid has a chance. He has a chance to be a special, very good upper echelon quarterback in the Big Ten. 10. I mean, you even see guys like Nate Stanley, Spencer Petras of Iowa, Tanner Morgan can function in the Big Ten, and this guy has talent. And here you see he can throw at different levels of velocity. Here he drills in a fastball, and he steps into that throw, and that ball is barely off the ground, showing some velocity and arm talent on this particular throw, going to his right, steps into this throw. That is absolutely what you want to see from Purdy, a killer instinct. I mean, you could see here maybe how he holds the football and whatnot. Jordan Travis is a good quarterback, just as fast maybe as Purdy, but Purdy's stockier than Jordan Travis. But I bet that Purdy was maybe too inconsistent, maybe mechanically or something at Florida State with Dillingham's offense. Maybe if Whipple simplifies the offense, it could be great. But gosh, that's such a dime. I mean, I love how high he throws this ball and lets his receiver run under it. That's a good anticipatory throw by Brock Purdy. So I could watch quarterback film a lot. Man, this is a thing of beauty. That's probably other than the one that we just showed you, the one where he's rolling to his right, that's some of his best stuff. There he holds the football up a little bit higher and still releases a nice arcing ball down the sideline. You put him in the weight room, he'll even increase his lower body, his lower half. He plays, in high school, the way he dominates the competition, he plays a lot like Syracuse Donovan McNabb, where he's fast, he's a big quarterback. He has a huge upper body. He's an upper body thrower of the ball. There you see the hurdle. And again, his footwork can even improve. His footwork are a little bit, I'd say, like a little stuck in the ground. I want to see his footwork improve. I like this throw. Moving, here's the hurdle, which is just tremendous. So you see some talent. Nebraska fans, that's exciting. Having him in this quarterback room, let's see Chubba Purdy show some competition to Thompson. May the best person win this job. If Chubba is balling, like here you see Chubba roll to his left, uncork this football deep. He has the arm strength to play at the Power 5 level. There's no doubt about it. He's just got to get in a system. He dealt with injuries at Florida State. Travis is a good quarterback. It's a lot of learning. The Norvell system is very tough to learn. Brady White took like 4 years to learn the Norvell and Dillingham system. So, it's tough. But there he hangs in the pocket. There he throws a beautiful ball. This is a play that just in high school, is a play that you could do, but would have got you in trouble in the Big Ten. A lot of it, though, is you could see him holding the ball out there. Like, you want to see him tuck it into his chest. Like, that's dangerous. That ball will get stripped, unfortunately. Just being fair evaluator. A lot of this is like one read, improvisational stuff. So getting with Whipple is going to be better. Like, let's get him dictating coverage, Let's get him really manipulating the defense with his eyes. Does that a little bit there. Because I'm sure even at Florida State, they would tell you that in practice and scout team that this kid does have the talent to do this. So this is why it's so much fun. And you have a 4-year guy in Thompson with all the experience. So I'm sure Casey and him are going to be great in the quarterback room together. It's so great to add this guy to the staple of talent, because from a dual threat perspective, I even think he's better than Smothers because he's just a bigger body. He's harder to bring down. He has just as much speed. The arm strength is, Purdy by a lot. There's a little low to high, though, again. So he has an interesting release and probably turned the ball over too much at Florida State. So the coaches weren't totally comfortable with him. But I think that Whipple, he has a great relationship, and that's why it's so big. And he committed late in the game. So he has a really good relationship with Whipple, and that's why it's really smart as well. All right, guys, so you see the player that Purdy is, right? A little bit, in terms of mechanics, a little bit raw, like holds the ball towards the ground, away from his body. His footwork, he's kind of fading away a lot, but he has such great arm talent. He does know how to throw with different trajectories, which is tremendous. He does at times show anticipation. He throws with touch. He can really gun it in. He's a total dual threat guy where he can keep the football. He's strong, and he can really run. He is fast for a quarterback. He is incredibly athletic, like you saw that hurdle. So this guy is a dual threat style. He can certainly improvise very well. I mean, he is not too far from the current quarterback, Martinez, and Adrian. Adrian put up incredible stats, and it just at the end of games, it never really worked out. But Adrian is absolutely a talent. And this kid is more in the mold of Adrian, where Casey Thompson's more of a strict pocket passer, but a smart, a gamer, 6 feet tall. Thompson's more of your accurate pocket passer, and Thompson has great mechanics and has been around the block. So in a must-win year, a guy who's taking care of the football, I would say that Thompson has a huge edge, especially early in the season with the schedule. You want a quarterback that's going to lead you down the field, that's going to produce points and not huge turnovers, and you let Chubba Purdy, kind of like Alex Smith and this kid and Harburg, they have higher ceilings with their arm strength than Thompson. It's almost like Alex Smith and these other guys are trying to be like more explosive versions, but you got to let Thompson, I think, as the veteran, I think Thompson could really lead this team to like 7 or 8 wins. I'm excited about the way the schedule's falling, but getting both Thompson, who's a proven guy, and then you get a quarterback with potential like Chubba, I really think it's an awesome haul for Scott Frost and Mark Whipple.